With traits of ADD or ADHD, you may have some challenges. What's really frustrating is learning a solution that should help with the problem, but it doesn't seem to work for you. You may have heard that with ADHD, you need to customize a strategy in order to make it effective for yourself. Well, if you knew how to do that, you would have done it already. The problem is, your brain often seems to have a mind of its own, and it doesn't always tell you what it's thinking. But what if you understood the individual quirks of your brain so well that you could take any solution and easily figure out how to apply it to yourself? I'm Bonnie Mincu, Senior Certified ADHD Coach and founder of Thrive with ADD. I'm going to introduce you to a new way of understanding how your own unique brain works, and I promise it will be fun and you won't forget it. Ready? Imagine your brain is a private bus. You are the owner of that bus. There are 8 people who ride your bus, and at any time, one or another of them takes the wheel and drives. They might drive well and get to the destination, but often they don't drive appropriately and can get lost or drive off the road. Now imagine that everybody's brain is a bus and everyone's bus has similar characters aboard. What makes you individual is which of the characters are dominant in your brain. Which ones have a tendency to take the wheel automatically, perhaps even when they shouldn't? Your dominant drivers are not always obvious. Here's an example. Let's take 2 people with ADHD, Ben and Jessi. They work for the same company and essentially perform the same job. Both of them have challenges with disorganization, leading to time wasted looking for things, not keeping on top of the status of their projects, sometimes missing appointments, and coming late to meetings. In both of their cases, we could say that the character called Disorganized Derek drives their bus a great deal of the time. But Ben and Jessi each have a different character on the bus influencing Disorganized Derek. Ben's disorganization stems from impatience. A dominant driver of his bus is Impatient Iggy. Ben knows how to organize, but he has no patience for filing or follow-through or for taking notes on where he left off when he's interrupted or distracted. He could actually give pretty good advice on setting up an organizing system, but he's never developed the habit of doing the basic steps that would keep himself organized, including putting appointments on his calendar. Ben has promised his boss he would improve his organization and follow through, but until Ben learns how to develop the everyday habits that would be required, his fleeting intentions to improve are likely to fail. For Ben's bus to drive him where he needs to go, Ben needs to learn how to keep impatient Iggy out of the driver's seat. Jessi appears to suffer from the same problems as Ben, but her bus drivers are very different. Jessi craves structure and organization and despairs at her lack of ability to create it. She's painfully aware of disorganized Derek driving, but doesn't know what to do about it. Attempting to create organization, she has no idea where to even start. This puts the character of helpless Hannah in the driver's seat, who simply pulls the bus over to the side of the road and sits there, helpless and paralyzed. Jessi's bus is driven by helpless Hannah because her brain isn't cooperating in helping her figure out how to be organized. To make matters worse, Jessi is absolutely mortified and ashamed to let anyone know how she struggles with disorganization. People who are deeply affected by shame are driven by emotional Emma. When Emma is driving Jessi's bus, her shame keeps her from asking for advice or letting her boss know that she's struggling. Of the several drivers contributing to Jessi's disorganization, emotional Emma is the one most likely to turn the bus over in a ditch and could derail Jessi's career. Ben and Jessi's boss wanted to send them to organization training, but that won't really solve their problem. Each of them need different solutions. Ben needs help in creating rituals that will turn into habits. Jessi needs training that's sensitive to her ADHD traits and that helps her set up customized systems. She also needs techniques for keeping shame-based self-talk from sabotaging her efforts. You've now learned a bit about 4 of the 8 characters on the bus that represents your brain. Just about every ADHD challenge where you've tried to change and haven't succeeded are likely due to hidden characters who are grabbing the wheel and keeping you from improving. Once you become aware of them and know which of your characters tend to sit together on the bus to determine how your bus is driven, when you learn a strategy or solution, you'll be much clearer on how to get it to work for you. I've developed a little quiz to help you determine your main drivers who grab the wheel in different life situations. Click the button below to take the quiz. Then get to know how all the characters impact you in a free live webinar. It's called When You Talk to Your Brain, Who Answers? You'll learn how the characters work individually and together in combinations that create your particular challenges. And I'll show you what you can do as the owner of the bus to gain mastery of the situation. Join me live online. Click below for details and to register. I'll see you soon on the webinar.